Hello everyone and welcome to Medford Anywhere Learning TV. We're glad you're tuned in. We want to give a shout out to our friends at Southern Oregon PBS, KTVL, KDRV, and the Dove Network. Thank you for hosting us on your station. In the Medford School District, we have one shared vision, and that we believe that all are learning, and learning is for all. And what better place to do that than right here on Medford Anywhere Learning TV.
Hi, I'm Kristen Robinson, and I teach kindergarten at Kennedy Elementary here in Medford, Oregon. And you might remember we read a book called Thelma the Unicorn. Today, we're going to read the sequel, The Return of Thelma the Unicorn. Before we do, I'm going to share a couple really cool standards with you. The first one says, I can identify the front and back cover, the title, the author, the illustrator, and the title page. So let's do that together really quick. This is the front cover. This is the back cover. And the title is the name of the book. Remember, it tells us what the name of the book is. And the author is the person that wrote it. This author, Aaron Blabby, he actually wrote and illustrated the book. So if there was somebody separate that had done the pictures, their name would be on it also. And then when we open the book, it's the title page. It has all the information that the title has, but it's inside of the book. Now we have a second standard. This one has to do with the comprehension of the book. And it says, I can, with prompting and support, identify the main topics, and that means what the book is about, of a text, which is a fancy name for book, and retell key details of a text. So really, this is telling me that I will be able to, at the end of the reading, tell people what the book was about, who was in the book, where the book happened, and what kind of language was in the book. This standard is applicable to kindergarten, first grade, and second grade, which is amazing. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about vocabulary words in the book. I love the words in Thelma the Unicorn Returns because it's a happy book all about kindness and really love and joy. So let's look at our words. The first word I want you to think about is smile. A smile is a facial expression that shows happiness. A friend. A friend is a person who helps and supports you. And joyful. That's a great word. It's full of happiness. And I put an exclamation mark at the end because it means I'm really excited to share that with you. And then love is a strong feeling for someone. And glee, another great word, is great delight or happiness. So when I read today, I want you to listen for those words because they're in this book. So now, I won't make you wait any longer. It's time for the return of Thelma the Unicorn. We're going to open the book. And already we have some fantastic illustrations past our title page. And we start reading. Thelma felt a little shocked. That means she was surprised. In fact, she felt quite torn. You see, she'd made the whole world sad. We missed our unicorn. Where is Thelma? The sign said. Any information, please call 1-800-THELMA. Thelma, please come back. There's a picture of Thelma when she was dressed as a unicorn. From every corner of the earth, that meant the whole world, her fans did wail and cry. Thelma, Thelma, please come back. Why did you leave us? Tell us why. You can see they have their signs that say, please come home. And they're very sad. They have a candle hoping she'll light the way. And here's a picture of Thelma when she was dressed as a unicorn the first time. Thelma's best friend Otis, we remember Otis, and her all-time greatest fan, which means he really liked her, said, gee, they really miss you. We should help them if we can. He's reading the newspaper, and it says, Thelma broke our hearts. Where is she? Help them, blurted Thelma. You mean dress up like before? They don't need phony unicorns. Of that, I'm quite sure. Remember, she felt like she was a phony because she was only dressing up, but at the end of the day, she was still Thelma, wasn't she? Let's see what it says on this page. But Otis shook his shaggy head and said, I think they do. You're not phony. You're the best. And what they miss is you. You made people happy. Oh, Otis is talking now. They felt cheerful for a while. Who cares if it's a costume? Thelma, you made people smile. There's nothing wrong with make-believe. You can be a star. I love that he is so encouraging with Thelma, and he really reminds her how important it is to make people happy. As long as you remember what you love and who you are. But last time it was scary. Oh, and some of them were mean. Remember, they said not so nice things about unicorns. Well, this time you'll have backup. I'm here for you, my queen. Otis is so kind. He's showing her friendship and kindness, and he's going to stick right by her side, and I bet that will help her be brave. But I don't have my outfit. How can I disguise my face? Otis said, I kept this and some glitter just in case. Smart Otis. So just like that, they hit the road. They barely stopped to pack. They both had lots of work to do. I can see her shadow in the telephone booth. She's dressing up like the unicorn. Oh my gracious, look, the unicorn was back. Thelma is back. She has her unicorn horn on, she has her sparkle on, she has her pink paint on, and all the people are so happy. The whole world was overjoyed. Her fans all went berserk. That means they were super excited. But this time, Thelma had her friend, and that's what made it work. I love that he's still standing by her side, and it says, we love Thelma. There's Thelma signs and yay signs and people with happy expressions on their faces. Her fabulousness exploded like a joyful glitter bomb. Oh, that sounds amazing. While Otis cheered her from the wings, he said, girl, get your sparkle on. He's still encouraging her. Oh, lives were changed. They raised so much money for charity. And fun was had. Otis and Thelma are skiing. And they were on the TV. And love was in the air. And at the end of every day, her friend was always there. Remember, that's the most important part, that they're sticking together and that they're friends. Otis watched her spread the love. He felt so very proud. Look, she's sending flowers down to the crowd. Thelma could just do her thing. He handled every crowd. So when those mean old haters came to mock or diss or scoff, she felt so brave and happy because she could always shake it off. She's doing a dance. There's people that are sad. They just didn't really care for unicorns. And then there's the people that are happy because they love unicorns. And that's the best thing about life, is some people don't like certain things that we like, and that's okay. And on days off, they cuddled up beneath their favorite tree. And Otis would recite these words as Thelma smiled with glee. There's one of our words. The world may not be perfect. Yes, a rose, that would be this flower right here, has its thorns. But one thing is for certain. The world needs unicorns. I love the sequel of Thelma Returns. That is so great. What a wonderful story. And now we're going to talk about what happened in the book. You might remember my unicorn chart that I have. We're going to talk about some comprehension. So the first thing is we want to talk about where it happened. And I remember that they were in the city and their farm last time, and they're actually there again. So we're going to put that right in the center because that's the setting of the book. The city and the farm where Thelma and Otis lived. Then the main characters. The main characters were Thelma and Otis. So let's pop them over here. And we're going to get our setting just a little bit flatter in there so it stays. And then the theme. I think we might leave this one for last because we're going to talk about all the other parts of the book. So let's put this one up here. Just so remember we need to come back to it. But we're going to talk about what happened. So the first thing that happened in the book People were sad because they missed Thelma. How many of you might miss somebody? You know that feeling when you're kind of sad? So we're going to put that right here. That happened first. People were sad because Thelma the unicorn was missing. Then Otis encouraged Thelma to become a unicorn again because the world missed her, and I have a feeling the world kind of needed her happiness. So let's pop that up here on the rainbow. First, people were sad because Thelma was missing, and then Otis encouraged her to come back to the world as a unicorn. And then next, the whole world was happy because Thelma was back as a unicorn. Remember, she was dressed as a unicorn, but she was still herself inside. Next, Otis promised Thelma that he'd always stay by her side because remember, she was a little nervous about people who might not like her, and he promised her he'd always be there. So we're going to put that one right over here. So let's review where we are. First, people were sad because Thelma was missing as a unicorn. Then Otis encouraged Thelma to become a unicorn all over again. And next, the whole world was so happy because Thelma was back. And then she told Otis she was a little scared, but he promised to always be by her side. And then Thelma, she did it. She put the sparkles on, she put the paint on, and she was that unicorn out in the world again. And then in the end, do you remember what happened after they went on the talk show and they had different shows where people came to see Thelma? They lived happily ever after, together as friends. In the end, they had made great decisions that affected a lot of people and brought happiness to their hearts and also made Thelma and Otis happy. So now we talk about the theme, and the theme is what the book was about. You might remember Mrs. Robinson has told you in prior lessons, it's also the main idea. So the theme or the main idea of the story is it is more important to spread love and joy no matter what others think. We're going to put that one right over here. I love the theme of this book because it reminds us that no matter how we're dressed, maybe we have a costume on, or even in our everyday life, we're still us inside, and it's what we do that matters most, not how we look. So now it wouldn't be a lesson with Mrs. Robinson if we didn't do a craftivity. Last time we made unicorns from toilet paper rolls, and you could do that again, but I have a little extra special craftivity that we're going to work on. Now we get to work on our craftivity. And after I read Thelma the Unicorn Returns, I was really inspired to do a craftivity about kindness. So I kind of started it just so you could see how you could do this at home, but I wanted to give you another idea. I have a stick that I used for my kindness mobile, but you could use a paper towel roll, you could use a piece of dowel. If you don't know what that is, ask your mom or dad, or you could even use a hanger if mom and dad were helping you. I'm going to put this aside and show you what I did here. So the first thing I did was I found a stick from my yard. This is from one of my birch trees, which I really love, and it brings me happiness, so I thought it's perfect for Thelma. And then I had this really cute unicorn that was in my classroom, so I popped it onto my kindness cloud. I'm also going to look at my special vocabulary words. I have 5: smile, friend, joyful, love, and glee. Those are my words that I'm going to put on my cards, but you could put any words you wanted to on your hanging cards from your mobile. I just wanted things that reminded me of Thelma the Unicorn and also made me feel happy in my heart. So I chose my 2 favorite pens, my teal green and my purple, and I'm going to write those words. I thought you could do it with me so we could practice writing our letters. So the first word is smile. So let's write smile on this one. S-M-I-L-E. And you could even decorate the rest of your card. I'm going to leave it just like that for right now. The next word is friend. And remember, a friend is someone who helps you and supports you. And that means they're always there for you. So I'm going to write friend on the blue card. F-R-I-E-N. And remember, D is a hard one, but it always goes that way. D. And I'm using my mama letters, otherwise known as my capital letters. So smile, friend, and my next word is joyful. I love the word joyful because it means your heart's just about to explode with happiness. On this card, we're going to write joyful, and J is one of our hard letters. It's a line across and a line down, and remember, it's going to go whoop, like a big happy face. And O, a Y, which is a letter that goes down and has a curve, an F, a U, and your L is just a straight line, joyful. Next one is love. Love is the strongest feeling we have as humans, and it's the best because we can share it with other people. So on this one, I'm going to write this one a little fancy. I'm going to write an L because it starts with an L, but instead of an O, I'm going to draw a heart. So that's my O, a V, and an E for love. Now I left my last one off so you could see how I could attach it. So I'll go ahead and write my word first, and then I'm going to show you how I punch a hole and put it on my cloud. So I'm going to write glee because that was the last word in the book that really spoke to my heart. And it means great delight or happiness. And I kind of feel like Thelma was so full of glee all the time that she inspired me. So I'm going to write a capital G, an L, an E, and an E because it has the long E sound, glee. I'm going to close my pens up because you always want to take really good care of your art tools, and I'm going to set them aside and show you how I'm going to attach my word to my cloud. So on this one, all I did was I had some really pretty ribbon and I just glued it on the back. But if you wanted to use some string or change this completely and use paper, or you could even use twine, you could even maybe put some leaves together and glue them and have them come down from your cloud. Anything you can think of works in art. So I like to put a little bit of glue on the back of my word. Then I'm going to push my ribbon down on it. And normally you'd want to let this dry for a little bit, but today I want to finish this so I can show you how it will look when it's all together. So I like to leave this kind of long because I want to put it through and then measure how much I have to trim off. So I go ahead, I put it in my hole, and I punched holes in my cloud ahead of time with my special hole punch. And again, you could just glue these right to your cloud if you didn't have any ribbon. And I would like my glee to be about the same size as my smile or the same length. So I'm going to leave it right there. And then all I did was I just tied a really simple knot. And if you've been practicing tying your shoes, you remember how to do a little knot. I just tie it like this. And then I'm going to put one more knot in there because I want it to hang and be really secure. And I'll show you how I put the top on too. I did it really similar. So just tie it tight. And then have an adult help you cut this if you're using sharp scissors. Just like that. Now I have my kindness mobile that says smile, friend, joyful, love, and glee. Now I need to hang this up, so I'm going to need something on the top of it. So I'm going to move my scissors and let's close our glue because we don't want our glue to dry up. And I'm going to move my great vocabulary words also so you have a really good look at what this looks like. So at the top of my stick, I just tied on my cloud. Now I'm going to tie on a really big piece of ribbon so I can hang this on my wall when I get home. And all I do is I just loop it around my stick, and again, a simple knot, which I bet you've been practicing tying your shoes, so you remember exactly how that looks. Only this time I put a knot on top of it. Remember, if you're tying your shoes, don't do that with your shoelaces. You wouldn't want to have to get your knot out later. And then on this side, I'm going to do the same thing, and you can get it close to your other ribbon if you've used ribbon on the top. And pull it through, and then I'm going to do it again. And you could have an adult kind of help you adjust the length because that will help you know how far it's going to hang down on your wall. And then it's ready to hang up. And I have my kindness mobile. You could use any paper you have, or you could use a cardboard box and you could color it on it. And the great thing about this is they swirl around and you can see the words and you can see the pretty backgrounds as well. I love this project and I hope you try it at home because really a kindness mobile could be anything you wanted it to be. Let's go over our vocabulary words one more time. So smile is a facial expression that shows happiness. We know that when we smile at somebody else, it makes their heart very happy. And a friend is someone who's always there for us and supports us. And joyful is when we're so full of happiness, we feel like our hearts are going to burst. And love is a strong feeling we have for someone else. And glee is great delight or happiness. I had so much fun reading Thelma Returns with you, and I am really glad you got to hear a story that makes everybody feel happy. I am very excited to share our standard with you today. Let me read it to you. It says, I can actively engage in group reading activities with purpose and understanding. That is a great standard because basically it says that when we're reading with other people or we're listening to somebody read, we're paying attention and we're using our thinking skills to develop ideas about what the book is about. You might remember that I did a kindness activity with you recently. Today we're going to read a book that's very similar to that called Try a Little Kindness. Let's go ahead and start reading this book. We are going to read Try a Little Kindness together, so let's get started. I love when I open up my book that I have the title page. The title page tells me not only the name of the book, but the author's name as well. And in this case, it tells me the publisher too. A smile to greet the morning, a hug to greet each day, a thank you and a yes please are things that you should say. Our animal friends will show you exactly how it's done. Make it a daily habit. Kindness can be fun. Oh, I agree. Kindness is very fun. When we're nice to one another, it makes our heart feel so good. Let's keep reading. Wake up with a smile. He's saying rise and shine, and I love the sloths that they're hanging and smiling at the same time. Be the last in line. Sometimes it's hard to be patient, but it's very important to wait for our friends if we can. Invite someone over to play with you. They're playing a game called Red Rover, Red Rover. Please don't call chicken over. And right now it's kind of hard to invite our friends over because we're in a very different time. But when all of this is over, you can invite your friends over again and show them how kind you can be. I love that they're playing fish and they're having a tea party and they're about to go play ball together. Share your toys. Oh, that's always important. When we share with other people, that makes our heart very full. You'll feel so special inside. Try some kindness every day. A smile, a joke, or something else. Come on, don't you want to play? I love that the little squirrels are playing with an acorn together. Tell someone they are special. You're special, says the kitten to the grandma cat. And the kitty is telling the goldfish she's special. And the peacock is saying to the little bird, it's what's inside that counts. That is so kind. Be a great ally. An ally is someone you can count on. All this work is making me hungry, the wolf says, but I bet in this story he's only being kind to the little piggies. Write a poem for someone. He is writing a poem to the dog that says, Ode to a Dog. And remember, a poem is a collection of words that can tell how you feel about somebody. Praise someone's work. So when we praise someone's work, we're saying things like, it's remarkable. The mouse really likes the cat's work. And the fly is telling the spider catchy about his web. And the snake, he's looking at the turtle's sculpture and saying shapely. Hold the door for a friend. Oh, I love it when people hold doors for one another because that shows they're being very kind. The two mice are being kind to one another as the one mouse lets the other walk in first. And the kitty is letting the bird out to play. And the pig is allowing the cow to go first, or the cow is allowing the pig to go first. They're both being kind to one another. Give someone your seat and pick up trash. Visit someone who's lonely. I like that the hare is looking inside of the log to see who's in there. He has some carrots to share. It's very important to be kind to one another. I know you think we did it, but our job is not quite done. We need to keep on going because being kind is so much fun. The hare is letting the tortoise go first. Help someone without being asked. This one's my favorite. A lot of times when we're at home, especially right now, our parents or whoever's taking care of us may need some help with the dishes or cleaning up the house. And if we just do it without them asking, that's going to make their heart feel so good and they're going to have a super big smile on their face. I love that the octopus is carrying all the bags for the fish. And I really like that the kitten brought some food over to the older cat. And the bug is helping the lizard. And the poor Snaky, he's all tangled up. So the mouse is asking him if he would like to be unwound. Read to your friends. Oh, that's a good one. It's always super to read to our friends because we can share a story. Don't I look ducky, the duck is saying? We can say thank you in notes and write those thank you notes. And do something unexpected. When you do something for someone else and they didn't ask you and they didn't expect it, it's like giving them a present. And a really fun thing to do is take selfie with friends. And you could take a selfie with your friends, your siblings, or other family members. When evening has come and it's time to go to bed, you brush your teeth and wash your feet, and you make sure your fish is fed. Think of new good deeds to do and say nice things to say. Then you'll know why kindness counts, and you'll look forward to each day. I really love this book, Try a Little Kindness, because it reminds us that it's the smallest things we do for other people that make their heart feel full. Thank you so much for watching Medford Anywhere Learning TV.
Thanks for tuning in to Medford Anywhere Learning TV. Medford School District is a place where all are learning, and learning is for all.
Miss Rose, I miss you a bunch. I hope that this virus stops so I can see you more. Miss you. We love you. I wanted to say hi to Miss Rossi's class and all my friends at Jacksonville, and I miss you. Bye.
Hello, my name is Christian Chavez, and I go to KUA's charter school, and I want to give a huge shout out to Miss Kay Derrickson. She is highly respected with my family and I, and I just want to let her know that she's super important to me because she helps me with my education, and I hope she stays safe.
Mr. Smith, I love you. Thank you, Mrs. Pardo and Mrs. Manili. We miss you and love you. Bye.
I appreciate Mrs. Valois because she's very hardworking, easy to talk to, and loving and understanding to all her students.
Thank you for all your hard work, Mrs. Beard. I miss you. Thank you, Miss Younger, for everything you do. I miss you.
Hi, Mr. Romery and Senora Winechild. Thank you for all you've done for me.
Hi, Mrs. N. I'm making you a cat because I miss you so much.
I hate being on camera, but I wanted to let my teachers know how much I love them and how much I miss them. Thank you guys for being the best and the greatest. Thank you so much for teaching me.
Hi, my name is Natalia and I go to Lone Pine School. My teachers are Miss Southmead and Miss LaBelle. I want to thank them. They're always supporting me, even through this hard time with coronavirus and doing Zoom calls to teach each other every Wednesday. I just want to thank you, Miss S and Miss L. And thank you all teachers. I appreciate you. Bye.
The teacher that I am thankful for is Mrs. Fowler. She's always very caring and pushes me to my limits and is always smiling.
You're the best teacher ever, Mr. Mickelson. I miss you.
Hi, my name is Taylor, and I go to Abraham Lincoln Elementary, and my teacher is Mr. Allman, and I miss all my friends. Hi, Mrs. Abbott. Thanks for being my teacher. I really, really miss you. Mrs. Carson, I thank you for everything that you do. I miss you. Thank you. Allison, I miss you a lot. I can't wait to see you. Bye. Hi, Miss Alderman. I appreciate you because you work so hard for our class to take care of us. And I miss you.